Be sure to go to flipsidegaming.com and use promo code 6 for 10% off on orders over $10, or the same with the Grizzly Gentleman. Both are fantastic deals and help support the show. What's up, Planeswalkers 36, back for more Magic the Gathering Arena. Today we're playing Oops All Gearhulks. Hey look, it's Gearhulks. Let's hop into it. We're just playing best of one. And as I've said previously, the deck techs are going to be at the end of the videos for at least a few videos, just so I can get enough analytics to check on them. And I will have a time code linked in the description, which is also linked in the pinned comment, which is also, you can like just scroll down like to the bottom around here and it'll give you like little time codes. Yeah, the point of this deck is meme. You play all of the Gearhulks. And that's about it. That's what you do. Alright, so it looks like we're going against Mono Brown. Mad respect to my opponent. Well, this is a misplay right here. You know, it would have been much better if they went with the colorless version, but, you know, sometimes your opponents just make mistakes, and unfortunately, we see our opponent did that here. Why am I saying that? Because, frankly, this game is probably going to be pretty cut and dry. I'm almost certainly going to lose every game that I play. But that's fine. Yes, I have a Blizzard. It's an M&M Blizzard, except they use chocolate instead of vanilla for some reason. I did not ask for chocolate. Fun fact. I prefer vanilla. By a lot. And a lot of people freak out when I said that, but like, I just prefer vanilla. By a lot. By la most. So, here we're going to go with the Forest. I guess Cataclysmic Gearhulk might be very helpful. Yeah, Cataclysmic Gearhulk is actually pretty decent at just crushing my opponent's board here, potentially. 1, 2, 3. So my opponent has 5 mana, 6 mana. Forsaken Monument. Yeah, this is still pretty decent for me. So play this tapped, play this untapped, play out this Gearhulk. Yep, that's fine. Choose an artifact, creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker. Well, this is one of those, and this is one of those. Can you stop? Target, thank you. So they'll probably just keep the Forsaken Monument and lose everything else. Like, that's still 2, 4 mana worth that they're getting rid of. They still obviously have 2, 4, 6, 8. And that's frustrating because of that.
Perfection is a journey, not a destination.
I assume it's just going to -5 here. Yeah, -5. 2, 3. So I can't. If I draw a land, I'll be able to Lantern Gearhulk. I didn't draw a land. I think I do want to just play Gearhulk here, though. Just make one very large boy. Bottom, that's good to see. +2, sure.
Not ignore.
Darn it!
I am ancient
Yep.
and wise. Your past is unwritten.
Grazer is pretty bad. Yeah. Unfortunately, we did have a really nice, pretty early Gearhulk, but unfortunately my opponent did have the Ugin in their hands. I guess I can play this for no value. I think I might actually get rid of the Arboreal Grazers. Maybe for more card draw.
The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I can do here. My opponent should just -3, I think. Yeah, I feel like they should just -3 on the Ugin. They can plus. Yeah. I don't know. I have 1 card left in hand. I don't think they necessarily had to do that.
You will not my greatest
creation. They're talking over each other. It's very sad. But yeah, unfortunately, like I had a pretty decent start, but sometimes when your opponent just plays Ugin, and you know what the saddest thing is here? The most disgusting thing is that they're using ugly ass. I have not played with this deck. Maybe I have? I don't know. Using ugly card styles, dude. Fine. I'm making the deck a little bit more expensive. I didn't want to do it, but I gotta do it. Just pumping arrows in. We don't need these grazers. Screw the grazers, they ain't trash. There we go. Wait a minute. They did use vanilla as a base, but they poured in chocolate sauce. Why would you do this? I hate you. I am sad. Alright, so next turn, we can explore down the breeding pool. But we do need more lands. Interesting. Okay. Hell yeah, baby, more lands. Draw another land. Yeah! Right. So next turn I can Mythos if I need to. And the turn after that, I have 5 mana into potentially 6 mana. Yikes. I could Super Mythos, but I'm pretty sure I'm just going to be killing a creature here. So I think I'm fine just playing this tapped. Yeah. And passing. I'm very likely to just murder the Pelt Collector here. The reason I'm waiting is because my opponent may want to add an additional counter to Pelt Collector. Grack. I have to kill this now, because if I don't, Grackmaw will get a counter on itself. Whenever a creature you control dies, if it had a 1/1 counter on it, put a 1/1 counter on Grackmaw. So Grackmaw would become a 6/6, and I don't want that. So here, we just make a big Verdurous Gearhulk. It's a sick 8/8. That might die, but you know, can Noxious Gearhulk afterward. And I have this I can cycle. So I just need cards. That's all. Just a little bit of cards. Maybe some Uros. That's essentially it. Growth Spiral. I guess Chromatic Orrery wouldn't be too bad. Loris. Now that's interesting. I'm probably gonna consume Loris. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna consume Loris. I got a Growth Barrel, that's nice. Yeah, I'm just gonna eat Loris. Pelt Collector is going to get bigger. So I could just attack them here. I got a 5/4 and an 8/8. I mean, like 8 on the attack is pretty decent. If they block with Grackmaw, Pelt Collector becomes a 5/5. And then they'll get a 4/4. No, wait. meme decks do you all want to see? Oops All Gearhulk is just like obvious, right? Like you have to do it. But I'm sure there's other things that I could do. I did an Oops All Chandra deck, and I essentially did an Oops All Dobin deck. And a Gideon deck. I don't like the Skoos. Come on, hit me! I'm right here! Coward, what are you waiting for? Let's spile gruffly. I will play this. And then I will play this. Next turn I can Gearhulk the Gross Spiral. I forgot about Inscription of Abundance. It only put 3 counters on something, though. So it should be fine. Would have to triple block. No, they could actually double block. They could eat something. They could eat their Lurrus with Skoos. Then they'd be able to double block. They decided triple block. That's interesting. I can only kill 2 of these. But this leaves a body behind. So I'm pretty sure I want to kill them in this order. I'll lose Big Boy Gearhulk. That's fine. I guess the main thing is that they'll have 2 more hits from the Scavenging Ooze, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not really worried about that just yet. What's really nice is that this is a 5/6. Aspirin, alright. And Shamblar, sure. I assume they'll put it on Ravager and attack with it. They put it on Ooze. And attack with it? The ooze is something that's going to be difficult to deal with. Unless I draw another Gearhulk. Not just Gearhulk. I do only have 1 of each, though. I let the Skoos through, I think. Yeah. No blocks. I will let the Skoos through. I guess I could have double blocked. Yeah. Yeah, I should have double blocked, I think. I don't know. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shoot. Uh-oh. I will just pass. Now I can surprise them with my Gearhulk. Obviously, it'd be best if I could Mythos. Wait a minute. Oh, I can Mythos! Shoot. They didn't have a green open. No, I should have main phased it. I feel dumb. I didn't realize I had a green Mythos in here. Curses. I may have boned myself. Yeah, that was a oops on my part. They should eat it with their scoos. Yeah, that was dumb of me. Wait, what? Why? Uh, I guess I could have triple blocked. This might be an invocation. Inscription, not invocation. Okay. Okay, let me keep the 5/6. Alright. We like Urros, we like Gearhulks. Don't love that. Mythos is nice. 2, 3, 6/6. Not the 7. Should I play this or cycle? I feel like I need to play it. See what my opponent does here. I'm hoping that they try to make the Grakmaw Hydra bigger. Target the Grakmaw, please. Thank you very much. That's what I wanted to kill anyway. And this way they're not going to get a target with Swarm Shambler. Cool. I'm pretty sure I double block the Stone Cold Serpent if they attack with it. Yep. Imagine if I get a Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Wouldn't that be great? I assume this one's going bye-bye. I can make the Swarm Shambler bigger. Alright, Gross Barrel. I'm doing this main phase just to see if I have a, Urro is fine. Next turn I can bring it back. Provided they don't they don't play another Scoos. Oh, I can just do it this turn. Sounds great. This is actually very helpful. Alright, so we're going to keep at least one copy of Growth Spiral and a Mythos. I have no other ways of getting those back, so. Not the Swarm Shambler! It's going to become a 3/3. See, the thing about this is an enchantment, this is a creature, and this is an artifact. So next turn, I'll be able to play this, keep all of my creatures, and they go down to 1! Come on, play another creature, coward. Do it. Do it, coward. Do it. Coward. Stonecoil Serpent would be bad, though. You make the bug bigger. Why not the Mentor? Cowards. I guess I explore first. I'm just gonna get this, I guess. So long, farewell. Dude, Cataclysmic Gearhulk. When your opponent's just playing creatures, pretty decent. Especially when you're playing a variety of creature styles. Got a normal creature, an enchantment creature, and an artifact creature. So we get to keep all of them. This is great. I mean, this is essentially how I wrote it up, so I'm glad it's working. I'm annoyed that I had to put Uro in the deck, but I had to put Uro in the deck. I think Uro is just the thing, right? Is in this deck, the deck in general is way too weak to really survive. Uro, a singular card, helps it boost that power up to be usable. We will attack first. Probably end up just cycling that. Yeah, I'll probably end up cycling this. We probably just take 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what's dope about Chromatic Orrery is that other than helping you ramp or fix your colors, it allows you to draw cards. So I'd be able to just draw 3. Obviously, it would cost me 5 to do so, but still, drawing 3 is pretty helpful. So here... I mean, they can make this stronger, but I have another Uro. So... I will just attack. They're looking at the graveyard. I don't appreciate it. Meh. Block. Tap. No. Okay. I'm fine with that. We're going to cycle this. We're going to cycle this. And we're going to play this. Why'd I do it that way? Because I did. I didn't want to put Uro in the graveyard just in case they do happen to get back a Scavenging somehow. Ah, I see. They're waiting to be able to block it while keeping us alive. Unfortunately for them, I'm not going to let that happen. I have Verdurous Gearhulk. Uh-oh. Just kill my Cataclysm, right? Yeah. Sure, that's fine. So I guess I'm just going to give all of my power to Uro. By the power of Grayskull, I have the power! Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do one of these. Gonna make my churro larger. Oh my god, I just realized with his art, he's just waiting to eat a churro. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm just gonna make this a 10 power creature, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm putting all my eggs in one basket. Why? Because I can. Alright, then we smack them. I'm just waiting for them to have removal. Come on, block it. I assume they're just going to chump with the Knight of Autumn. Yarp. One, two, three. Yeah, I'm just going to cycle this. I guess I wish I cycled first. But oh well. Next turn I can play this Uro and draw 2 cards. Wow. 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 Another Schwarm Schlumber. What is this card? What are you holding on to? I don't trust it in the slice. I have 28 cards. Jeez. I've been drawn with these Uros, dude. So this can become 7. I don't trust it. I'm gonna do this. Yes, we're gonna keep this one. What are you gonna do? Choose that you wish to keep. I'd like to draw 2 cards, please. No. No. Okay. I could cast it again to draw more cards. No, I'm going to do this first. I'm going to swing. I guess I don't mind throwing this away. I also don't mind throwing that away. This way I could potentially, like, get damage through. So we might see this and a chump block. Get through for 2 damage. Kill the bigger sword. Is this a spell or ability? Just a spell? Well, that's gonna die. Yeah, I'm gonna gain life. Oh, you fool. You're just giving me more life to work with. Delicious. Wait. Is it equal to its current toughness? No, okay, cool. It is equal to max toughness. I just wasn't sure. I'll cycle this end of turn. What are you holding? My opponent's been holding something for like the entire game. The world may never know. Alright. Well, that's exactly how the deck needed to work, so I'm happy with it. And in keeping with the spirit of trying things, I'm going to be essentially trying shorter videos. Because I'm just trying to look at as much information as possible about retention rates when people drop off, because YouTube is finally showing that information. I don't know if they have been before, but I've at least found that information now. So I'm going to try to use it to the best of my ability. Make content that people want to see. Because I'm going to keep playing games. A very small rant before we get into the deck tech. Team Cherry, please give us some news about Silksong. I want it so bad. Lee? Yeah, I want it so badly. So first we'll talk about the shared summons. The idea for shared summons is just the fact that for 5 mana, it's essentially draw 2 specific cards. And it would have allowed the deck to just kind of find whichever Gearhulk you needed for a specific circumstance. It is an instant, which means you can re-buy it with Torrential Gearhulk. So you could theoretically go shared summons into, like, you get a Gearhulk in your hand, the following turn you play the Gearhulk at instant speed, shared summons again, find, you know, a Noxious and a Verdurous or something like that. The spot that it removed was Chromatic Orrery. So if you're looking to play this deck and you have rare wildcards but not mythic, or you have like this already but not these, then I think these are relatively interchangeable. I don't think, now that we have Uro in the deck, I don't think you need the Chromatic Orreries as much to make sure you're hitting your land drops, or to make sure that like you have the mana available, because these two do so much work in fixing your mana, and then these all do a lot of work into making sure you get your lands out. I had Arboreal Grazer initially because I thought, hey, it's a roadblock for aggro, and it puts lands out. But putting lands out is not good if you don't have ways to draw. So our actual ramp package here is 4 Explorers, play an additional land, draw card. Growth Spiral, instant speed, draw card. You may put a land into play. Uro, it's Uro. You get to gain 3. and you get to put a land in play after you've drawn a card for 3 mana. It's dumb, and then of course you can escape it, which is fantastic. We got 2 Mythos of Nethroi. I did need some amount of instance to make Torrential Gearhulk worth it, and I figured minimum I wanted was 6. So I threw in what I figured was one of the best instants that we could use. That was a reasonable cost. Because most of the time we are going to be just killing creatures, Mythos of Nethroi is kind of what I wanted to use, and being able to potentially destroy anything made me relatively certain that Mythos of Nethroi is what I wanted to see. Have I made an Oops All Ultimatum deck? Oops Ultimatum. Have I made that deck? I may not have. I might make an Oops Ultimatum deck. Is this week gonna just be Oops All decks? Maybe. That seems fun. I do like having fun. That seems very fun. The issue with a lot of those, if they're 5 color, is that it's essentially going to be like this base, right? Like, these cards are going to be all 4 ofs in any, like, Oops All 5 color deck that I make. But, yeah, so if theoretically it makes the Torrential Gearhulk better if you yeet this for shared summons, although technically speaking, Combustible Gearhulk gets very slightly worse. Dryad Ilysian Grove also allows you to play an additional land, although, as I said with Arboreal Grazer, it's not as important if you don't draw cards, but it does fix your mana very well, essentially the same as Chromatic Lantern, although Chromatic Lantern can tap, so they do little things. 2 Panharmonicon, because our creatures ETBs, and this one, even more ETBs, so Panharmonicon is just kind of fun. You could get rid of this for something else. You could increase your number of Mythos of Nethroi. You could replace this with an instant speed card that draws you some cards. There's a bunch of different things that you could play here, and I don't think it would make the deck any worse necessarily. Yeah, because this essentially is just a win more card, but I wanted to use it because all of these are ETB abilities. So it's kind of up to you. And then we get to, I guess I'll talk about Chromatic Orrery first. It's essentially the same as Chromatic Lantern, except it does allow us to draw cards, which is why I talked about it a little before with the shared summons. This essentially reads draw 2 cards at instant speed, but you just get to choose what cards you're getting. But yeah, so then we look at the Gearhulks. We got 2 of each because that's kind of all we can afford to play. It's 10 cards total, so it's already a 1/6 of our deck. 2 Cataclysmic Gearhulk, you kind of saw the power of. It allowed... I guess some people are actually going to skip ahead to this, but still. The Vigilance is nice. The body could be better, which sounds greedy, but based on the effect, the body could be better. Honestly, I think a 4/6 here would be very, very welcome, but whatever. Has Vigilance, which is sure, but each player chooses an artifact, creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among non-land permanents they control, then sacrifice the rest. This is harkening back to the card Cataclysm, except Cataclysm, I think, also destroyed lands, but this doesn't, because destroying lands is not fun. Whatever. Anyway. Man, what if this said, like, 5? Like, and choose, like, 5 lands and sacrifice the rest, right? Like, that's fair, right? I don't know. Anyway, since the Gearhulks are artifact creatures, you can choose them for either the creature or the artifact portion. So if you have like a Panharmonicon and this, and you don't want to get rid of the Panharmonicon, you can choose this as the creature. Throw in a Dryad of the Ilysian Grove, that's an enchantment. So you have enchantment, artifact, creature. Or as you saw, if you have a Dryad, an Uro, and then play this is the artifact, this is the enchantment, and this is the creature. So it's very helpful because you're running such a variety of creature types. 2 Verdurous Gearhulk. This is the big boy slappy slap. This can be essentially 8 power, or it can be lower, and you make something else bigger, like we saw in one of those games, where we made our fucking huge. You could have made the Dryad a little better, you could have made this a little better. If you had 4 things, you could make all of them better by 1, which is not terrible. 2 Torrential Gearhulk. This is a flash blocker, which sometimes will give you value from these 2 cards, or if you throw this in, that card. Noxious Gearhulk is essentially my favorite Gearhulk, because it enters the battlefield, and you kill something, and then, let's see what happens after that. Oh, you gain life. It's just like the perfect mid-range card, and it has a menace, which is what's not to love. Combustible Gearhulk is one that we didn't see, which is sad. I think we saw every other one except Combustible. For what it's worth, I don't think it's very good. It has First Strike, which is fine, but being on a 6/6 body, you don't need the First Strike necessarily, like it's still a pretty sizable body. When it ATBs, target opponent may have you draw 3 cards. If the player doesn't, you mill 3 cards, and then it deals damage to that player because of the total CMC of those cards. The thing is, sure, we do have, we have 24 lands, just a normal amount of lands, and we do have, a decent number of, like, 3 and below, but we also have some pretty high CMC cards, right? We have essentially 10, 12 cards over 5, and 14, right, over 4. It's top 3. So let's say we hit land, 3-drop, 4-drop even. That's still 7 damage from a card that we have a 6/6 on, right? That's 6 mana for 7 damage and the first strike creature, which is not bad. Especially considering the fact that maybe one of those was the Mythos, like our 3-drop was a Mythos, then we can flash that back with Torrential Gearhulk, right? So, I mean, obviously in the best case scenario, it's like you mill 2 6-drops and a 7-drop, or like both your 7-drops and a 6-drop, and then that's just essentially game. That's 20 life to your opponent. But I wonder if there are enough cards on Arena to make Oops All Punisher mechanics. Things like Risk Factor and stuff. Sword Point Diplomacy, Combustible Gearhulk. Do you all want to see it Oops All week? Because the more I'm thinking about this, the more fun it sounds. It sounds great. Then the mana base is kind of just stupid. It's sufficient, essentially. Mostly green, because, obviously. Then we just have some number of the Triomes, and 3 of the ones that have both blue and green. That's pretty much it. It's a very simple deck, and it's meant to just be fun. The issue, obviously, is the fact that this has a, Wildcard City written all over it, right? Rare, mythic, rare, mythic, mythic, rares. Right, so it's not a budget deck, it's just a fun deck. So, I hope you all enjoyed that. I'd like to thank my lovely patrons, especially Fogwind, Malik, and Balater for the continued support. If you'd like to join them and support the show, you'll find links in the description down below. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and of course, until next time, all will be one.